Hello SICW wrestling fans and welcome to SICW Wrestling Explosion on Charter Cable. I'm Dr. Drew Abendhaus and today we are taking a look at a feud that has been boiling for months. The Canadian hero Sean Vincent finally gets his hands on the Wild Curtis Wild in a leather strap match, and Wildfire the Valet will be chained to the post. Nowhere to run from the couple from the Wild side. Plus, we take a look at our Director of Operations, Cowboy Bob Orton, as we take a trip back in time to the glory days of Wrestling at the Chase, today on Wrestling Explosion.
The old season is over. The new season is coming. The Gateway Grizzlies are building for a spectacular 2015 campaign. The talent will be strong, hard-hitting, solid defense, reliable pitching. Plus, as always, the Grizzlies will have a schedule of superb promotions. It will be fun for the entire family at the right price. The Grizzlies were named the Frontier League Organization of the Year. The home for all this baseball excitement is the remarkable GCS Ballpark. Make plans now to enjoy baseball the way it should be in 2015. For more information and updates, go to gatewaygrizzlies.com.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
If you and your friends are looking for a great time, visit Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. Gather your friends for some of the coldest beers and specials and join some of the best sports talk around. Don't forget to say hello to Shane Freeman and his very friendly staff. If you're looking for a great place to kick back and relax, it's Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. Again, that address is Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. We'll see you there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the bell sounds and we are underway. You see each man attached to the left wrist by a leather strap. This is a leather strap match, a feud that's been going on for several months now, coming to a boil in the East Carondelet Community Center. Is each man going for a quick win right off the bat. First, the rules of a leather strap match. To win, a man must touch all 4 turnbuckles without being interrupted or stopped. So, you see Sean Vincent, and of course, as you see here, you can use the leather strap as a weapon, folks, as he's just whipping Curtis Wild all around the ring. Now these strap match, as you see here, also allow for some very innovative offense, as Sean Vincent using the strap and these ring posts to just ram Curtis Wild and his forehead straight into these metal poles. Sean Vincent starting out with the momentum in his favor, and he's already going for the win. He's already touched 3 of the turnbuckles, and yeah, that might have been a little bit ambitious there, as Curtis Wild had enough distance to just yank Sean Vincent right back. And there you see him drop Sean Vincent's throat right on the top rope. Now the stipulations of this match, ladies and gentlemen, if Curtis Wild loses this match, both he and his valet Wildfire, whose back we're looking at right now, will be forced to be Sean Vincent's servants, his valets, for an entire weekend. Sean Vincent had had enough of the outside interference and the shenanigans of the Wilds, and he wants to embarrass them. He wanted them to put their pride on the line. And if he can defeat Curtis Wild, Sean Vincent will do just that. Both men battling outside the ring with fists, with the strap. And you have to imagine both of these men are going to have marks all over him by now. And Sean Vincent just rammed right into the post. And ladies and gentlemen, flesh and bone is no match for just a metal pole and that nasty leather strap. I imagine we're going to see some marks and some welts springing up on both of these gentlemen's bodies pretty soon here. I know Wildfire protested very strongly about being handcuffed to the corner here, but I'll tell you what, she probably appreciates being there and far away from that swinging strap right now. Curtis Wild using the strap to just choke Sean Vincent, choking the life right out of him. And of course, on the flip side of the Wilds, again, flesh and bone being no match for those poles, ramming his hand right into that solid metal. That'll break a hand if anything will. Sean Vincent capitalizing on that, just taking the Curtis Wild, giving him and his head a tour of the ring. And Curtis Wild just throwing fists wild to try to stop Sean Vincent from this attack. Now just using that strap to just put welts and marks all over the chest of Curtis Wild. And of course, Curtis always has an article of clothing. Sean Vincent using the bell and the table to just kind of ring Curtis Wild's bell, if you will. Just choking him with that leather strap. Curtis Wild lifting up Sean Vincent, ramming his back, his spine, right onto the hardest part of the ring, that apron. And not only will that hurt your back, but that'll take the breath right out of you. Sean Vincent probably feels like he got hit from behind with a truck. And of course, pardon, I only mentioned one stipulation. On the flip side of the Wilds and their servitude, we'll call it. Oh, look at that, Sean Vincent drop toe hold Curtis's face right into that chair. But a victory is imperative for your Canadian hero because he actually put his SICW career on the line. He cared so much about finally getting his hands on Curtis Wild without the interference of Wildfire. He said he will leave SICW if Curtis can defeat him. And there you see right there why he wanted this match. But unfortunately, even though Wildfire, restricted to one corner, still finds time and still finds the opportunity to assert herself into this match and trips Sean Vincent right up as he was going for his fourth and final turnbuckle. And there you see there Curtis Wild really appreciating the appreciating the work of Wildfire. Says, get out of the way, Denny Thomas. Curtis Wild just ramming that knee right into the midsection of Sean Vincent. And there you see Wildfire really just loving the handiwork of her man there. Sean Vincent being draped over that middle turnbuckle. And Curtis Wild really has been focusing on the endurance, the breath, the oxygen of Sean Vincent. And that's pretty strategic because coupled with the physical pain and just being rammed into every corner of this ring, when you sap someone's endurance in this kind of match, you still have to fight through all of that to carry yourself and make it to each corner of this ring. So you've got to suck it up in all sorts of ways to be victorious in something like a strap match. Curtis Wild thinks he has everything wrapped up. He's certainly taking his time. And that certainly backfired as Sean Vincent just tightening up on that strap and not giving Curtis Wild the space. And we saw there that strap, Sean Vincent pulling on it, and unfortunately for Curtis Wild, catching him in that universal weak point below the belt there. Sean Vincent using that to his advantage to hit that beautiful neck breaker. Wildfire trying to give a little bit of encouragement, get a little bit of a rally going for Curtis Wild, who is certainly worse for wear at the moment as Sean Vincent begins his trek around the ring, hitting the second turnbuckle. He's halfway there, folks. Oh, and there you see, there he's struggling just to make it to that third turnbuckle. Sapped of energy and just his body probably just coursing with pain. But still finds it within himself to just light up the Wild Man with that strap. And again, Curtis Wild he usually wears a shirt or covers his top half just a little bit, but that's still not gonna take any of the sting out of the snap of that leather strap. But there you see Curtis Wild able to fight through the pain to counter Sean Vincent's swing of that strap with a really nice spine buster. Number 2. Curtis Wild hitting that third turnbuckle, going for the end. And look at Sean Vincent. He was rolled himself up in that strap, which curled it up and took away all of the extra slack. Curtis Wild couldn't move any further. What an innovative way to get the match kind of getting back in his favor. Sean Vincent, really innovative. There's a beautiful, beautiful back body drop, or Samoan drop really, pardon. And there you see Sean Vincent struggling just to regain the energy, the breath, to get up and make the trek around the ring. There's Curtis Wild. I don't know if he knows where he is right now, but he was still reaching out. There you see him starting to grab and pull on that strap. Not only is a strap match a brutal contest, but it's almost he's so close. Sean Vincent inches away. There's Curtis Wild pulling Sean Vincent right into the Wild Ride. Now, folks, normally that would be it for this match. That would probably do it. Curtis Wild using that to dispatch foes on a normal basis, but now he's only halfway there. He still has work to do. Lifting up Sean Vincent. You have to imagine Sean Vincent after that Wild Ride is almost dead weight. Just choking him in that hangman's noose. And they're going for the second turnbuckle. Sean Vincent hitting them behind Curtis Wild. I don't think Curtis Wild knows what Sean Vincent is doing. They both at the count of 3 going for the final corner. Sean Vincent trying to stop Curtis Wild. And here they go. They're both going for that final turnbuckle, trying to get the win. Wildfire hits her own man by mistake. And Sean Vincent hits the 4th and the final turnbuckle for victory in this leather strap match, finally getting his revenge over Curtis Wild. And there you see Wildfire throwing a bit of a temper tantrum. She probably can't believe her eyes. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, after months and months of frustration, Sean Vincent finally getting his revenge on Curtis Wild and Wildfire. And as you heard, folks, now both of these folks, Curtis Wild and Wildfire, will be forced to do Sean Vincent's bidding. He gets control of them for an entire weekend to do whatever the heck he wants them to do. Curtis Wild just now coming to, realizing what happened, and he can't believe it. Sean Vincent rubbing it in. Sean Vincent victorious over the Wilds. Congratulations, Sean Vincent.
Belleville Mechanical Incorporated is the place to go for commercial and industrial heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigerating work. Their Union Sheet Metal Shop is the most modern, well-equipped in southwestern Illinois. Their work on the SIUE Engineering Building won Belleville Mechanical the Madigan Special Merit Award for new construction. Call 233-0081 for information. Belleville Mechanical will fabricate ductwork and custom fittings to your specifications. The highest union quality, superb workmanship, state-of-the-art equipment. Contact Belleville Mechanical.
SICW is pleased to welcome as a new sponsor Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates Inc., independent insurance agent specializing in public entity insurance. For all your insurance needs, contact Bradley J. Chrysler at 618-632-7555, extension 806. That's 618-632-7555. When it comes to customer service for your insurance coverage, let Warma Witter Chrysler and Associates assist you.
SICW fans, join us in the East Carondelet Community Center October the 17th as famous wrestling journalist Bill Apter will be in the house to cover the classic title bout between champion Flash Flanagan and Ron Powers. Plus, Mr. Apter and Ed Smith will be inducted into the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame on that same evening. Plus, Attila Khan versus Gary Jackson and more, all October 17th in the East Carondelet Community Center. For tickets, call 618-286-4848. SICW wrestling fans, I am here with the one and only Ron Powers. Mr. Powers, in August, you received an impromptu title shot that, one, you really didn't get all that much time to prepare for, and number two, didn't even reach a conclusion because you versus Flash in August, it was interfered with by Travis Cook and his, well, we'll call them his goons. And there was no conclusion reached the last time you faced Flash Flanagan. So, in light of your impressive victory here in September, you are being granted a proper title match. October the 17th, one more time, Ron Powers going for the Classic Wrestling Championship versus Flash Flanagan.
You know, Flash, I heard what you had to say as far as what I'm about and what you're going to do to me. You know, my entire career, I have listened to this. My entire career, I've been at the top of the hill. Do you realize what it takes to be at the top of the hill? Do you realize what it takes to be a champion? Because what you're looking at is the next champion. You see, Danny Boy was the original, and I took Danny Boy's title away from him, and I held it almost as long as anybody in this company. But you see, the reason I don't have it right now is because I choose not to have it right now. I choose where to put myself in these matches. You see, it's in the book called The Art of War. Let them think you are weak where you are strong. Let them think you are strong where you are weak. You see, Flash, you think you have the upper edge. You think because you might have knew about a little knee injury, because you clipping my knee, working that leg. I'll tell you what, I might not be 100%, but I don't need to be 100% to beat you. I realize my past is my past. I've reached my peak. I am on the way down. But I still have a little bit left in the tank. And I still fight for the people of SICW. I still fight for my family. And I still believe God, family, SICW, in that order. And it'll always be in that order. I'll tell you what. Let me touch base with something about this Heath Hatton. You put your hands on me, you put your hands on the wrong guy. Let's get something straight, Heath. You've done grabbed the wolf by the ears. Now what are you going to do?
Now, Mr. Powers, one other point. Flash Flanagan, ever since he's won this belt again, he's driven the point home that he's not only the champion, but he is the first and the only two-time Classic Wrestling champion. Is there any extra incentive for you to receive this accomplishment for the second time?
You know, I don't really count titles. You know, there's so many titles going around these days, it's really hard to keep count. But you're looking at somebody that held more titles on the independent level than anybody else around here in the 80s and the 90s. What can I say? I've done what I've done for 30 years. I've accomplished more in this than anyone else in this locker room. And I'm proud to say that I am number one here at SICW, and I am going to do whatever it takes to bring the title home.
Ladies and gentlemen, will Ron Powers regain his place atop the SICW mountain? The only place you can find out is in the East Carondelet Community Center, October the 17th.
This is my backyard. I don't have to go anywhere else to prove how tough I am. You want to prove how tough you are? Come here. Come fight me at SICW. Flash, you're next.
Let Custom Truck Upholstery give your vehicle a facelift. Visit us on 707 North 20th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. Custom Truck Upholstery merges old world craftsmanship and attention to detail with the latest in modern technology to make your car, truck, boat, or motorcycle look like new. Call Custom Truck Upholstery at 618-875-9850.
SICW fans, join us in the East Carondelet Community Center October the 17th as famous wrestling journalist Bill Apter will be in the house to cover the classic title bout between champion Flash Flanagan and Ron Powers. Plus, Mr. Apter and Ed Smith will be inducted into the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame on that same evening. Plus, Attila Khan versus Gary Jackson and more, all October 17th in the East Carondelet Community Center. For tickets, call 618-286-4848.
I'll tell you something, whatever happens between Flair and Von...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, join us as we take a trip back in time to the glory days of wrestling at the Chase. SICW's own Director of Operations, Cowboy Bob Orton, here in action. Let's turn it over to the voice of St. Louis wrestling, the one and only Mr. Larry Matysik.
5 minutes have elapsed, 10 minutes left.
Orton dive bomb Lake from the second rope, bringing that forearm right into the stomach. Lake, the wind totally knocked out of him. Look at Orton lifting him, manhandling him. That Orton's strong too. Lifts him up almost like a baby, but you don't handle a baby like that. Oh, Orton driving the knee down in the stomach of Lake. Cowboy Bob Orton. What a vast repertoire he has. Orton has Lake up in the air. Oh, drops him down on the shoulder. Greg Lake. I hope he didn't have a very big lunch. Oh, Lake catching it again, the shoulder right in the stomach. Now a backbreaker over the top buckle by Orton on Lake. Orton slams the forearm into the neck and down goes Lake. Orton up on the second rope. And Lake, he's going nowhere but the cleaners after Orton finishes with him unless he can turn it around quickly. Whenever you see Cowboy Bob Orton in that ring, you see a guy who is proving time and time again that he can truly do it all. He reaches inside on Lake, hoists him to the air. Where's he going with him? Slams him down, stomach into the knee. What a pounding. The midsection, the abdomen of Greg Lake is taken from Orton. And once again, a lot of people are clapping for Orton, respecting what he's doing. And all of what he's doing, I hope you noticed, has been 98% legal. Right now, he's hanging onto the ropes for some extra leverage. The knees themselves, even the kicks are legal. Orton stomping away on Greg Lake. Orton hits the ropes. Look out! Orton stomping, using Lake's stomach as a doormat. Orton hooking the head of Lake. Nice low suplex. A nice low, quick, hard suplex by Cowboy Bob Orton. Orton bounces off the ropes. Diving headbutt into the stomach. Orton laughs at the referee. Says, man, am I good? I'm so good, says Orton. Hard to dispute what we're seeing. Orton, elbow drop to the stomach. You talk about a guy taking a pounding. Greg Lake is literally getting the stuffing beaten out of him by Cowboy Bob Orton. That's no reflection on Lake. He gave a good account of himself early, made a mistake, and has paid for it painfully ever since. The abdominal stretch by Cowboy Bob Orton. The abdominal stretch by Orton on Lake, and that's it. Cowboy Bob Orton. That's just a postscript there, the abdominal stretch after everything else that Orton did to Lake. The referee having to threaten Orton with disqualification. The abdominal stretch, still another way to win a match, and the first time Orton's shown us that. Seen a lot of guys who are versatile, but I have seen nobody in all the time I've been here on Wrestling at the Chase who compares to Orton for versatility. There's that abdominal stretch, perfectly cinched in. Look at the pressure in the side. You know everything that Orton had done to the stomach. An easy victory there for Cowboy Bob Orton.
SICW fans, join us in the East Carondelet Community Center October the 17th as famous wrestling journalist Bill Apter will be in the house to cover the classic title bout between champion Flash Flanagan and Ron Powers. Plus, Mr. Apter and Ed Smith will be inducted into the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame on that same evening. Plus, Attila Khan versus Gary Jackson and more, all October 17th in the East Carondelet Community Center. For tickets, call 618-286-4848.
Farm music and fun. The place to party is Pop's nightclub and concert venue in Sauget. From Bruno Mars of the first U.S. tour of Nickelback to Flogging Molly or the Insane Clown Posse, 30 years of memories pack Pop's concert venue with more made at every new show. And there's a party at Pop's nightclub every night, a melting pot of friends enjoy the best in dance, rock, pop, and top 40 music until 5:30 a.m. Plus add a full game room. Check out all the action at popsrocks.com. Then and now, the place to party is Pop's in Sauget.
From the World Series champion Tigers in '45 to the Gateway Grizzlies to the '03 State Tournament Belleville East Lancers. A tradition in baseball and an even longer tradition in fine furniture and service. Miller Furniture, 1004 East Main in Belleville.
If you and your friends are looking for a great time, visit Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. Gather your friends for some of the coldest beers and specials and join some of the best sports talk around. Don't forget to say hello to Shane Freeman and his very friendly staff. If you're looking for a great place to kick back and relax, it's Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. Again, that address is Stoney's Sports Pub at 3001 West Main in Belleville, Illinois. We'll see you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us today on Wrestling Explosion as we saw the Canadian hero Sean Vincent finally get revenge over the Wilds. Ladies and gentlemen, join us this Saturday, October the 17th in the East Carondelet Community Center. We are celebrating the St. Louis Hall of Fame as Bill Apter and Ed Smith are both inducted. Plus, Ron Powers challenges for the Classic Wrestling Championship against champion Flash Flanagan this Saturday, October 17th in the East Carondelet Community Center. For tickets, call 618-286-4848.
Your Canadian hero, Sean Vincent!
I don't know if you two heard this audience, but they agree that you'll be my servants all weekend